Three, two, one, Larry.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Big Idea podcast. We're really excited today. We have Troy Potter with us. Not only is he a really good guy, but he's involved with a company and a program that will protect you, help you make deals. Pretty hard to beat. So, without further ado, Troy, welcome to our show. And tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the tremendous company you're involved with,
All right.
please.
Thanks, Larry. I appreciate that. So I'm Troy. I've been in the industry a long time. I grew up on a farm in Iowa, and while I was growing up, my brother had a body shop, and I was working with him on the weekends and on after school. I pumped the gas and learned how to do some of the body work, but I wasn't very good at it. So then I went to college, and I got a degree in radio TV, and became a disc jockey at a little radio station. I was morning disc jockey. I was program director, music director, sports director, did all play-by-play sports and all commercials, and I was making $4 an hour. So I went on vacation down to Houston, Texas to visit my brother, and I applied for this small company called UCS, Universal Computer Systems, and I got hired on the spot. And UCS is the group that eventually bought Reynolds and Reynolds. I started on Halloween of 1988, so that was kind of scary, but
that is scary.
I think I was one of the first 100 employees, and it grew. I started off in customer support on the phone. I became a traveling support rep. My territory was the Boston area. I visit them 10 days every month. Then I became when UCS bought the Ford Computer Division. I became an installation team leader. So for 2 years, I flew all over the country with a team, and we installed computer systems. Then I became
those big white boxes, right? They were big.
Absolutely, they were huge.
So that was UCS. I remember that. They were big white boxes.
Oh yeah, they needed their own air conditioners back then. so then I became the Houston sales rep and got transferred to the Boston area in 1999. And I was the rep there until 2009. And during that time, my boss was Jim Maxfield at UCS. So in 2009, January, they laid a bunch of us off at one time because they had two sales forces. And I had a non-compete, so I couldn't work in the DMS world for 3 years. I sold F&I. And at the same time, I actually opened a comic book store. So it ended up being the largest one in New England, second largest. And then in 2011, the end of 2011, I signed on with Automate, who was a fledgling DMS. And over the next 11 years, I signed 171 dealerships to Automate contracts, and pretty much changed the view of the whole company, and it was just a phenomenal run. That
was when it was a reasonable product, and dealers were fed up with paying exorbitant amounts for their Absolutely. DMS. Yep. And nothing's changed.
Well, a little bit changed with Automate. They got bought by Dealer Socket, and then then they got bought by Solera. The day before they got bought by Solera, I left and I went to work for Jim Maxfield again with a company called Salty. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Salty, Salty was a product that you could, if you're buying a car and you didn't have insurance, you could buy insurance on the spot. We had 21 carriers. You could get the best policy for you, the best rate, boom, buy it right there, and everything would be done. And I thought it was a phenomenal product. And then it was so much so that CDK decided to buy us about 6 months later. And then they just kind of poo-pooed it for 6-8 months. And then 8 months later, they decided to shelve the product and laid everybody off. So,
Troy, did that have anything to do with Purple was Purple involved with?
It was. So Purple was the insurance verification side of it. And then Salty was the insurance policy side of it. So they joined forces together to make Salty. So Jim Maxfield was part of that ownership group.
Okay. All right.
And then when they shelved the product, CDK did, and they laid everybody off, Jim Maxfield got all of his intellectual property back because of the way the stock program worked. If they didn't sell so many, he got it back. So with that, he created Gather. And at first Gather's been around 3.5 years or so. Gather did all the insurance verification on customers. And then in August of last year, he signed a deal with Clear, which you've seen at the airport. If you haven't, let me know. We can go over that. But now Clear, we have the ID verification and we have the insurance verification, which we think are the fastest, most reliable verifications in the industry.
Hey, Troy, in case anyone isn't aware, tell them how big the fraud problem is in our industry.
Yep. So and I've heard several different numbers, but over the last couple of years, there's been anywhere from $2 to $4 billion a year in just ID fraud in the United States. So it's a huge number, and some dealers have none. Other people have hundreds of thousands of dollars of claims. I just met with Nissan Motor Corporation in California with a couple of their reps. They spend most of their time tracking down fraud. That's just what they do. It happens so much. So it's a really big deal, and we're going to nip it in the bud. We're going to stop it. That's the whole goal of Gather, to stop the crooks completely.
So you're preventing fraud, and with your insurance program, you can set it up so. And again, there are states where you're not allowed to verify the insurance. They don't want you getting involved. Here, the people roll out, and they really have a legitimate insurance policy. And after the first week, it's on them, not on the dealer. So the dealer has a contract that's valid, and you're going to make more deals than you lose because you obviously have a conduit to get the insurance written immediately.
So we can validate insurance from anywhere. What doesn't matter the state. We also have a product called on-demand insurance that allows you to buy your insurance, a short-term policy when you're buying a car. Saturday night, customer doesn't have insurance. We can write a quick policy. It's a weekly payment policy. The dealership pays the first week. The customer and the insurance carrier take it from there, but the dealership is now covered to get the customer out the door and things start rolling. So
Troy, I got a question.
No more losing a deal because they change their mind.
Troy, I got a question for you. As far as my ID, I go into a car dealership and they're going to ask me, hey, can I have your license? I'm like, what are you going to do with it? And
Yes.
How secure is the Gather system? And it's with Clear. So you explained to me that it's through Homeland Security, and I'm like, okay, here it is. But how reliable is the Clear or Gather system when I give them my ID? Okay,
so I'm gonna backtrack just a little bit. So you've all seen the kiosk at the airport where you scan your face through TSA to get to go in really, really quick. When we first started, we were selling that kiosk. Okay, and a customer with the salesperson would lead the customer up to it. The salesman would actually scan themselves first. And what that would do was several things. One, it would tie the customer to that sales rep. It would make sure that sales rep was part of your dealership. And they'll also make the customer more comfortable about using the kiosk, because the biggest worry dealers had at first was our customers aren't going to want to use that scanner. Well, we found out just the opposite. They would rather use that scanner than to hand you a copy of their driver's license, have you go into a back room and make a copy of it. So that part was done. So once they do once we did the kiosk part of it, then the customer would go scan their face, and then it would give them a QR code on their thing, and then it would do some stuff on their phone. And we found out that was really a slow process. So we decided that we would, and it actually happened at a dealership. One of our reps, Marshall Tanner, came up with the idea, let's just do a QR code like this. And he did it while we were installing another dealership because there was a backlog at the kiosk. And so we came up with this placard system that now a customer, and it shaved 70% off of the process time. So now a customer comes up to the kiosk or to the placard, takes their own phone, scans it, and then it'll ask them a few questions. Is this your right email address? Is this your right address? Is this your right phone number and stuff like that? And it'll ask them to take a selfie. Okay. And then it'll ask them if they've never been in Clear before, it'll ask them to take a picture of the front and the back of their driver's license. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Clear, you can pay to get it at the airport where you have to pay so you get in quicker. But it's also in a lot of other places. So for example, if you're on LinkedIn and you're verified, you were verified using Clear.
Yeah.
If you go rent a truck at Home Depot, you're in clear. If you go to Staples now has a kiosk that if you want to get a picture for your passport, you do that takes you through clear. Layaways at Walmart, they use there. So you're probably in clear. Clear won't give us the number of percentage of what's out there, but they try. So it goes through this process. If you're in clear already, it's about a 2-minute process. That's it. If you're not in clear because you got to take the driver's license, about 4 minutes. Okay.
But now I always look at everything with a set of compliance eyes. Mm-hmm. And the thing from compliance is the safest, best way of transferring your information is from your own personal cell phone. And that QR code that you guys ended up with is I don't want to say it's revolutionary, but it gives the confidence now that the consumer can open it up and they can do it. And this is what the world is telling everybody, is you need to take responsibility on your stuff and verify what you're doing. And if you just assume that somebody else on the other side is doing it for you, you're going to get beat. And it's just where your program, I can help dealers finally control their compliance responsibility, because there's a starting point. And when you have a starting point in a dealership that everybody agrees upon, like a Gather, that makes the whole dealership run so much smoother and organized. So I'm glad you guys, you've lowered the pricing, you've made it affordable, you keep on bringing on. I mean, it just seems like it should be a staple in anyone's dealership. There's nobody doing any of this stuff like that. So I'm thrilled for all the changes, and I look forward to talking to you more, because were you doing F&I in Connecticut, or were you somewhere else doing F&I years ago?
I was at a Chevy dealership in Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Michael, you had a poll you wanted to throw up, and Troy, what's the easiest way for people to reach you?
So you can either email me, I think it's scrolling at the bottom here, Troy@gatherverify.com, or feel free to call me at my Connecticut number, 860-428-3440.
Cool. We try to keep it short, but I can say this. How could you not be interested in a product that helps you make deals, cuts down your time, right? Still the number one complaint is how long it takes to purchase a car, and protects you from fraud. Yep. So I reached out to Ken Luna, who was our conduit to Gather, and Troy reached out to me. They're easy to reach. They're good people. They make it simple, and their product is very, very much needed. Mike, Gary, any thoughts?
I'm glad we had a chance to get Troy on here. I look forward to working, because Troy and I are going to work hand in hand and see if we can help Connecticut's dealers. The beautiful thing about Connecticut is we are an approved state when it comes to the insurance verification. And you want to talk about speeding up. I mean, everybody, you could speed up your process. It's not a lot of money. It organizes your dealership. And I look forward to helping lots of dealers start this off. Yep. Yeah.
Michael?
One other thing, just a quick note on the FCC. A lot of people are nervous about the FCC.
FCC is the one that keeps an eye on television and radio.
Yeah. I said that because of your DJ experience, and the Pink Floyd behind you.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm the dark side of the moon myself. But the FCC, and how is that kind of a selling point for you guys? And do you use that as a selling point?
So let's kind of back up to what happens after the customer uses the phone. So they've done the selfie. It goes out to Clear, which again, they use the same databases they do with Homeland Security. And it does a lot of different things. One thing it does is it verifies the data that's on the front and back of the driver's license. Okay. But what it does that's a little bit different is we use biometrics to compare the scan of the face they just took on their selfie to the picture on the driver's license on file at the DMV. And that's something nobody else can do. The big fraud thing is I can go out tomorrow and buy a driver's license from China and have it in 4 days. And it'll have all of the details on the front and it'll match the barcode on the back, but it could have your picture on it. And it would pass every one of those driver's license scanners that you see. Clear and Gather eliminate that as a possibility. So and Clear does things behind the background that we don't even know. They won't tell us. But if somebody gets through our system and they pass all of their check marks, the driver's license valid, is it who they say they are? We have $1 million guarantee against fraud. So if one of your cars is stolen, we cover it. So then we go out and do the exact same thing with insurance. We have and again, some carriers are faster than others. Our goal is to get everybody done within 2 minutes. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. We've got about 20% coming back within 2 minutes, and that's growing and getting better and better every day. Some carriers are really easy to work with. Some are really difficult, but we're working with that. And so what do we get back from them? Do they have insurance? Is it active today, or did they quit paying for it? Do they have an active driver's license? Has it been suspended because of a DUI? Clear doesn't have that information. They just tell us the driver's license is valid. Now we know whether or not it's been suspended. And do they have enough insurance to cover the new car? All that stuff comes back to you.
But Mike, let me answer your question one last time, and then we'll kind of wrap this up. The FTC, same branch that we're talking about, there's a rule called the red flags rule. It's been on the books for a long time. It's been told now that dealerships are a financial institution. They are required to verify the identity of the consumer. That is the FTC red flags rule. If the customer doesn't perform properly, there's questions. That's what you're supposed to do. There's processes. And this eliminates the need of having that process because it does it every time. That's how you take your dealership and become compliant. Start becoming compliant. So with that being said, tip of the spear. That's I've been saying that. It's the tip of the spear. It's where the deal should start, because when they're ready to verify who they are and they want to purchase it, it's available. Let Gus, our little chipmunk, go to work and gather all the necessary documents so dealers can sell cars faster, customers can get their insurance verified quicker, and everybody can sell more cars and make more people happy.
Excellent. We encourage you to reach out to Troy as soon as possible. Gather will help you make deals, save you money, and make you more compliant. Troy, thank you so much, and we'll have you back on in a couple months to see how you're rolling through.
Sounds great. I appreciate it, guys.
Happy holiday weekend. Everybody remember our soldiers. Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you for your service, all you vets.
Thanks.
Yes.
Stay healthy, everybody.
Take care.
Have a great day.